Hey there, Michael here. This one you gotta get in check. If you don't get this in check, if you don't become aware of it and start changing this isn't just gonna cause relapse, this is gonna cause destruction in your life. For me, this was happening, in a big way for many, many, many years. And that was that I would just do whatever the hell I wanted, whatever the hell I felt like in private. And I would hope that it wouldn't have an effect on my life, that I could get away with it, that I could just convince myself, convince others that, oh no, that stuff's not happening. I'm actually this successful guy that's got it all together. When it just wasn't the truth. And not only wasn't it the truth, it felt horrible. It felt incongruent to be one person in private and trying to be another person in public. It's exhausting to put on the act. And ultimately, it doesn't work for happiness and fulfillment, but it also doesn't work for results, for like life results. Whether that's like the area of your business, the area of money, the area of relationships, it doesn't work. It doesn't work to devalue those private battles. What are those private battles? Well, here we're talking about probably pornography. We're talking about masturbation. But we can also talk about dieting choices. We can also talk about, going to sleep early. We can also talk about, emotional work and spiritual practices, like skipping out on those. We can also talk about drugs and alcohol, computer games. Doing the thing that we know that we shouldn't be doing, but still doing it. And convincing ourselves, oh no, it'll be alright. And going out into the world and trying to cover it up. It doesn't work because, why? Because it's an energetic thing. You can't bullshit energy. It's undeniable. Even people that aren't connected with energy, or they can't see somebody's energy or gauge somebody's energy, they don't have that awakened in them yet. It's still play an effect. They might just subconsciously steer away from someone, or subconsciously treat someone in a certain way. Depending on ultimately how that person's treating themselves. How are you treating yourself in private? Right? Like, that's the real gauge of where you're at. It's what you do in private. It's like what you're doing when nobody's looking. That's where you're at. And we just get honest about that, because then when we get honest about that, then we can actually deal with those things that are actually screwing us over, right? I was on a call with a guy that I'm helping currently, and he was talking about how people pleasing was coming up for him, and he was like really happy that he's like standing up for himself now. Like, so some people are like trying to walk over him, but he's standing up for himself now. He also shared that he's not doing the work that he knows he's meant to be doing. The emotional and the spiritual work, the inner work. And this is the exact example I'm talking about. This is what energy is. Like, that's people will treat you how you're treating yourself. If you're putting yourself last, you're treating yourself like rubbish, hurting your body, hurting yourself, doing things that make you feel like shit. What do you expect? What do you expect the world to do? It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the exact same thing. I remember thinking, like, God, people are such assholes. People are so unfair, unjust, mean, and cruel. And then I came across a quote. It's like, the person that's like, that treats us the worst, I'm totally butchering the quote, but the main thing is the person that is the worst to us is usually ourselves, right? And if someone were to say those things and do those things to us, you'd punch them in the face. Right? You'd have to. It'd be crazy to have someone talk to us like we talk to ourselves sometimes, right? Or do the things to us. Imagine if someone was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like take all your life energy from you. Yeah. Your chi, your prana. And just take it away from you. So then next day you feel shameful, you feel down, you feel low. You have to go out into the world like that. You'd be like, no, you are not. You'd fight for it, right? But then it's ourselves and we don't, if we're in that place. It's like, what is with that, right? So we got to fight for it, is what I'm trying to say here. This is a real battle. This is a real battle. It's us and it's also the world. The world wants to keep you low too. Why? Because the rest of the world is low. The rest of the world is disempowered. The rest of the world wants more people like them. They don't want people thriving. They don't want people growing and growing and growing and growing. So you could tell someone like this, like something like this, like, oh yeah, I'm really struggling with that. And they go, oh, that's fine. Like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We all struggle with it. It's all good. It's normal to release every day or some bullshit. That's a selfish person. That's a person that's selfish and doesn't care for you. Yeah, they're just trying to make themselves feel good. They're just trying to belong. They're just trying to, fine. But, the truth is it does matter. That's what life is. Those private battles and winning those private victories. That's the whole thing. That raises your energetic. All of the things that I've mentioned. Yeah, the food, the masturbation, the consumption, what you're consuming, skipping out on emotional practices or doing them, and spiritual practices or doing them. These are the things that raise your energetic frequency. This is the intangible that's actually like of much, much, much greater power than the tangible, the things that we can see. Right? Like, have you ever seen someone, they walk in a room and you're like, oh, this guy's got it together. Hasn't said anything. Just not particularly the way he's dressed, maybe. Maybe he's dressed nice, but that's also an effect of energy, who he is in private, how he values himself too. But you just get a vibe from him. Yeah, he's winning the victories in private. And then somebody else will walk in the room and you just know. Right, no matter the big smile they put on their face and everything, you're like, yeah, he's struggling. He's losing the private victories. So, yeah, been there, done it. Been there and done it. So, what do we do then? Because you probably tried beating yourself up about it. That doesn't work, really. What I would recommend is to get in touch with what it actually is those battles that you're actually losing, even if it's just sometimes, right? Get in touch with them and get in touch with the consequences of them. Like, really connect and get present to what it's costing you in your life. And if you want to do something that most people probably won't do in their life ever, which is why they just continue on the same path, is actually journal on like the consequences of like doing this for 5 years, and like feel the pain, the suffering, and like the impact, the negative impact of that. And then journal it for 10 years and 15 years and 20 years. And then look at what you've got down on your paper. Like, do you like it? Is that good? Is that good? Does it feel good for you? Do you like that? No, right? You're probably not going to like it, but you got to do the process and feel the feelings behind it and really get it for yourself. It won't work if you just watch this and go, oh yeah, that makes intellectual sense, and I'm not going to enjoy it, because dude, feel it. That's the emotion that will move you. It's the emotion that will change you. It's the facing of that will make a difference for you. And then you want to flip it around. And then you want to do, if you did transcend these things and you did do the right thing, you know, for these few things that you're falling short on for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, journal on each of those, on how, how good things would get, how much things would shift for you, how things would move forward, how you'd feel. And it's going to be an imagining thing. You're going to imagine it. This is where people will be blocked. They're like, oh, I don't know what it'd be like. It's like, yeah, you don't. You're going to have to kind of like imagine how amazing it would be. Like, if you really retain for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like, whoa, dude. Like, yeah, I might be an enlightened being. Yeah, you might be, dude. Yeah. Enjoy, right? And yeah, that will start helping you. And then also what it will do is it will start connecting you to a high frequency, especially that last one will. And when you're connected to that high frequency, you find that will activate solutions for you, and will have you want to take them. It might not happen all at once, but it will slowly but surely become a no-brainer for you. Like, do I want this thing that causes me pain, that causes me to be my lower self, or do I want to be my higher self? No, I truly, sincerely want to be my higher self. And the more you start winning those battles, the better it gets. And you get new battles, and it gets better again, better again, and better again. It just keeps going like that. You can get out of it. But you got to take some new action. Start with this action I've given you, and go from there. Much love to you. All the best. Bye.